Chapter 35. Evelyn led Thalin through the interior hall. Its walls were wooden and arched, and it reminded him of a tunnel. He tightened his grip on her hand. He had just dried another round of tears and allowed himself to be pulled along by the lady. She guided him down wide, low-cut stairs that spiraled around a 2-story statue of a stag charging up a cliff. He ducked his chin to his chest and did his best not to look at the beauty of the haven. It was too easy to be distracted if he did. They came to an ivy-enshrouded wall at the bottom of the steps, a dead end. He twisted his gaze up to the lady because she wasn't slowing. As he watched, the stones and the greenery vanished before his eyes. The corridor continued. Evelyn kept walking without hesitation, but this time, Thalin dragged his feet because he was staring. The hall led to a wide, open balcony with a grand vista of the mountains. Several elves stood watching the crown prince, who was gripping the railing with both hands. Thalin recognized Sir Amthros, the Duke, and the Duchess, but he didn't know the youngest elf with golden eyes. He overheard Farallon as they swept closer. "They've already assumed victory over us." "Then let's hope they're wrong." Caleb turned to face Thalin and the lady. "Lady Evelyn? Thalin?" The Baroness curtsied, and Thalin managed a quick bow. He remembered his mother saying something about it being rude not to drop one's eyes. It meant a lack of trust. He kept his gaze straight up at the prince. Amthros shook his head. "It won't be a fortnight before the Kelin attack the humans outright. Probably Thalith first." Lady Eve bowed her head. "I wish to protest His Highness's decision to accompany us to Elwyn. There may be other places where you can hide through this dark trial." Amthros knelt beside the prince. "Please, this will end in death. Let it not be yours. You are innocent of this war. Do not join the lady in Elwyn." Caleb stared off at the horizon. "I can almost see the fires of our cities from here." He gripped the railing tighter. "Our fate may come down to an ill-conceived plan with a hair's-width chance of success. And it was our people's prior decisions, both wise and otherwise, that have led us to this precipice." "Yes, my prince." Farallon rolled his eyes. "However, our duty is to keep you safe, you and Prince Alsalon." The younger elf nodded, keeping his gaze anywhere but on the Duke. Caleb shook his head. "I must see this through." "My prince." Farallon bowed. "I cannot, in good faith, accept this of you. Your lives and experience are worth more than mine. Prince Edelon, I remember when you were just a child, and this is my decision," he interrupted. Farallon pursed his lips, reddening. "I disagree." The prince shrugged. Thalin shuffled away from Lady Eve. He glanced at the open archway behind him and took a few more steps back. Lady Sabiel clasped her hands together. "Please heed our advice, my young prince. It would further devastate us to lose you as well. My husband is right." Caleb turned away. "I have spoken, my lady." She gasped as if he had slapped her. "You and your brother are your parents' legacy," Amthros pressed. "We must preserve that. You cannot—" Caleb growled deep in his throat. He pushed himself off from the railing and marched away. "Brother, wait!" Alsalon jogged up the slope. He caught up with Caleb just as the older elf had started on a trail weaving up the mountainside. The cold winds chased after them, and snow drifted on the air now that they were outside the haven. "I'm leaving my friends to their fate. Again." He stormed up the path. "And again, Farallon and the others begged me to run away. It's not as if I'm anything special." Alsalon scrambled after him, slipping on his feet in an effort to keep up. "The humans survived last time." "Ha, last time." He stopped and pressed a hand against his chest. "I pray you never know how this feels. Mortals and immortals are willing to die on my behalf. On my word. I feel as though I am the one who has lost my sanity, but clearly it isn't me. Alsalon shook his head, and tears welled up in his eyes. I don't know how Mother and Father did this at all. What they would say. I don't either, Caleb snapped. He held his breath before finally exhaling. And yet, what I fear most, Alsalon, is not dying. His voice retreated to a whisper. It is losing someone else, especially you. Alsalon dashed forward and hugged him. I miss Mother and Father. He squeezed tighter. I miss them too. With every breath. We're too young for this. Everyone else has thousands more years of living, so why do they all seem so stupid? I believe in you. Alsalon nodded and gazed at him with steel shining in his golden eyes. So I won't leave you like everyone left us. I want to go with you to Eloan. Caleb stiffened. Absolutely not. We're the only family we have left. I demand it. If we lose, we are lost. And I will be lost without you.